The lottery process for applicants of the obligatory Hajj began on Monday by the Ministry of Hajj, Religious Affairs, and Endowments in the country. Officials from this ministry have assured transparency in this process, stating that over 100,000 applicants from across the country have registered for this year's obligatory Hajj. According to them, this year, 30,000 pilgrims will depart from Afghanistan to perform the obligatory Hajj in Saudi Arabia. Ahmad Shar'ah, the new and interim president of Syria, spoke with The Economist magazine about the formation of an inclusive national government and the holding of free and fair elections in the country. He expressed hope that, with the cooperation of the United Nations, a new constitution would be drafted over the next 4 years. In an interview with The Economist Weekly in Damascus, Shar'ah discussed his upcoming plans. He stated that ministers and newly appointed members of parliament would be selected based on merit, not ethnicity or religion, and suggested that for the first time, some non-Sunni individuals might be appointed. The Syrian president described the U.S. military presence in the country as illegal, but praised Donald Trump for his efforts toward peace in the region. He also mentioned the possibility of restoring diplomatic relations with Washington in the coming days. Ahmad Shar'ah welcomed negotiations with Russia regarding its military bases in the country, while warning about Israeli interventions, stating that Israel's advances in Syria will bring many troubles in the future. In part of his remarks, the interim president of Syria stated that all militia groups, including Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, have been dissolved, and most of them have joined the new Syrian army, except for the Kurdish forces, which still refuse to accept his government. He emphasized that anyone possessing weapons outside the control of the state would face decisive action. Shar'ah, referring to the threat of ISIS's return, called claims about the revival of this group a great exaggeration, but acknowledged that his forces have thwarted many of ISIS's attempts for new attacks. Ahmed for the first time used the word democracy and said, "If democracy means that the people decide who governs them, then yes, Syria is on this path." He mentioned that he has assigned the examination of Islamic law to one of his appointed institutions and noted that the courts are currently operating based on existing civil laws. His position on women's rights was also vague, stating only, "A broad job market will be created for women." The president of Syria is facing a significant economic challenge. In the country, electricity is only available for 1 hour a day, and the reconstruction of the nation requires massive investment. However, he mentioned Qatar and Saudi Arabia as potential investors and considered U.S. sanctions the greatest threat to his plans. Syria is currently in its calmest state since 2011, but the new president must prove that his government is inclusive and has set aside the previous jihadist outlook to create the groundwork for a fresh start in the country's relations both domestically and internationally. The headquarters of the U.S. Agency for International Development in Washington has been closed. Following Elon Musk's efforts to shut down the agency, CNN has reported that the headquarters of this organization was unexpectedly closed today, Monday, February 15. The media outlet, citing several informed sources, stated that employees of the agency received an email late last night asking them not to come to the office and to work from home. CNN noted, "This is the latest concerning sign regarding this long-standing international agency, which has recently faced severe criticism from Donald Trump, the President of the United States, and Elon Musk in their efforts to reform the federal government." Elon Musk, the head of the U.S. Office of Efficiency, announced today in a SpaceX event that Donald Trump has agreed to the closure of the U.S. Agency for International Development. In recent days, he has repeatedly stated on X that this agency is a criminal organization. Following the criticisms from Donald Trump and Elon Musk, the website and official accounts of the U.S. Agency for International Development have become inaccessible. Trump's options for the Department of Defense and the CIA have been identified. Elon Musk has also taken a government position. Iran has denied that its ambassador to the United Nations met with Elon Musk. The New York Times reported that Elon Musk has met with the Iranian ambassador to the United Nations. CNN has reported that logos and signs have also been removed from its offices and representations. Trump has stated that this development agency is run by a group of extremists and lunatics, and he will remove them before deciding on the future of the agency. In recent days, it has also been reported that over 100 employees of this agency have been laid off. The U.S. Agency for International Development was established in 1961 by the government of John F. Kennedy as the humanitarian arm of the country. This agency provides billions of dollars annually to reduce poverty, treat diseases, and combat famine and natural disasters in countries around the world, including Afghanistan.